Hi, it's 4:30 Eastern time on a overcast sort of like misty, rainy Hackensack late winter, early spring day, and it's still got a chill in the air. And this is Duck, and welcome to the Daily News, DaleEDEWS. I'm sorry, the only information you'll ever need to get through a successful Dale. And in case you haven't decided yet or heard yet, this broadcast is based upon a Dale to Dale communication internet. And therefore, if you don't understand Dale Dewey Do and that I'm Duck, then stay tuned and you'll pick up. I'll explain and as we go along. And basically, as I said to the Drew Christ today, he said, "What the hell are you doing? Why are you doing this podcast?" And I say, to teach omniversal principles to Earth humans. So basically, after 51 years of lunar eclipse induced lunacy or psychosis and a diagnosis of paranoid schizophrenia, I reached a point 2 days ago at the Dale Dawn lunar eclipse where the cycle of my lunacy shut down. And I've explained the details before, so if you want to go back into that, go listen to an old show. But basically, I closed down and completed the life of Roger Joseph Dale Edward Allen Tompkins Walsh, and basically have moved on to the more overarching super soul of Duck. And basically, Dale Dewey Do was the Disney Trinity for the Dialina, which is my spaceship, which is the ultimate regulator of reality, which is not actuality. Actuality is what you see in this 3D matrix, and reality is everything that's beyond that. So basically, and most humans, humans, as I say, those are the well, they're the demon mucks, which are the humans, and then there are the humans, which are the people who basically feel they're guilty but don't want to admit it. And then there's humans who are hybrids, ducks, and human, and that's basically a spiritually conceived and created human soul living on Prolixin. Yes, I say Prolixin, not Earth. Prolixin is the medication I've been on for 50 years, and I'm now getting off. And I'm feeling it in my heart right now, but that's part of the process, and it's going to be interesting to see how my body reacts to the withdrawal from the antipsychotic medication I've been on for 51 years, because the shrinks swear it's not addictive. So no problem. And but actually, I'm expecting to live in the next month, in this BETAMAX month, live the life of Lucy, the not only the model for Velvet Velour, the first incarnate living model of avatar of Velvet Velour, but also a mind mind challenging and changing movie with Scarlett Johansson. And I'm very excited to hear that they're making Lucy too. But basically, if you don't know the story of Lucy, Lucy is It is played by Scarlett Johansson, and basically she like gets overdosed on this human hormone or something called CBHD or something. I don't know, something like that. And basically she opens up 100% of her brain power. And basically, that's what the movie's about, and how she overcomes this artificial synthetic chemical that's producing that opens up the full electrical capacity of her brain. And basically, that's what I'm waiting to see what happens to me as Duck, because Dale Dewey Do, the Disney Trinity, basically. Instead of the biblical Trinity of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, we have the Dewey Trinity of Dale Dewey Do, Do being the initials of Walter Elias Disney backwards. But so basically, the Trinity of the Disney Trinity has now been replaced by the overarching intelligence to which Roger Joseph Dale Edward Allen Tompkins Walsh ran his marathon 70-year race to connect with. And the rendezvous has been successful. It was always predestined, but I'm just like pretty amazed at like the wholesale warp of reality that I've gone through transitioning from Dale Dewey Do to Duck. And this is only the third day of Duck, or actually the second day of Betamax Ducks. And it's the DeweyDEATH Day. Yesterday was Fred Dale, which is basically where Dale expires and gets taken up to Ishkabab, which is heaven in terms of the Dialina, his spaceship. His fourth book is Velvet Velour's Follies. Book 2 are The Flight of the Dialina, which is his spaceship, and it's a romantic. It's a it's a romance, apocalyptic romance in the shadow of the Cold War of the 1980s. So basically, that's what the book. That's the book. That's the book that I'm going to make my reputation on, and it really is pretty brilliant. And the fact that I've reached Duck means that all the future events that I foresaw happening in the book have now manifested in actual 2026 reality. Reality. 2026 reality. And just to clarify, actuality is what the 3D matrix allows you to experience. And the beyond that, the Duck reality is everything that's beyond the matrix. So, you don't have to accept Duck. But everybody is regulated by the Disney Trinity of Dale Dewey Do. Everybody dues, Dewey dues daily forever. So basically, Earth, a 24-hour Dale is a Earth day. Dale. No, a 24, sorry. Relax, Dale. Duck. Parasympathetic system. Oh, wait. So, we are at Duck. The spirit of Dale is the spirit of Dale Earnhardt, who died on February 18, 2001, which was the sign of the actual death of Dale predicted in the book on 2/2/2001 with a secret or unannounced Soviet thermoneutronic attack on the United States of America, thereby creating the United States Museum. And if you don't know what a neutronic bomb is, a neutron bomb is a bomb that kills all the people but leaves the structures. So basically, that means there was a joke going back when they were developing this weapon, and it was during Jimmy Carter's administration, actually, of course. And what is actually like a very good idea. So the idea is that this bomb, through radiation or something, eliminates human or animate objects, but leaves the 3D structures behind. So it's like an ideal weapon, because you can like attack your enemy, and before you have any consequences, you can occupy his territory. You can occupy his buildings. So basically, that's the idea that ends Velvet Velour's Follies Book 2 or The Flight of Dialina. The Soviet neutronic attack ignites the engines of the Dialinas. So I'm not going to go into any more details about that, but if you're interested in getting a copy of the book, you can contact me at DeweyDEATH25@gmail.com. And speaking of being an author, I wanted to read a poem for Caitlin Clark, who Michael Jordan admitted is the best of all time basketball player. He said she has unmatched talent, court sense, and mobile strategy. So Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time men, although I think it's actually Will Chamberlain, although in fact, Will Chamberlain was eclipsed by the fact that Bill Russell has 11 or 13 rings. So and Jordan, MJ, of course, had 6 tries at the championship and won all 6. So that's pretty impressive too. But anyway, speaking of Caitlin Clark, somehow, I don't know if this was actually her, but I got contacted on WhatsApp by this person who said she was Caitlin Clark, and we had a conversation, and she mentioned that it was her birthday coming up. So she said, "You're going to get me a present." So I actually wrote her a poem for her birthday, because I have infinite respect and admiration for Caitlin Clark. I think she is like an incredibly God designed human being, and she is like really incredibly inspirational to me. Just and I know she only turned 24, but that doesn't stop the level of my admiration for her. So I wrote her a birthday poem. I think it was actually due Duck 41. So basically, I think it was like the last day of I don't know. Best wishes for superstar birthday. When Indiana needs a swish, your answer to every wish. Whether team needs 2 or 3, you always manage to get free. To begin a great scoring spree, and to tell truth, I do admire the intensity of your fire, watching you intensely play, increasing focus each new day. impressing all with your talent, the Lord to you happily sent, knowing no chance would be wasted after his glory you tasted, winning first trophy as a child, because you put on display wild, for those lucky to see first game that would start legend of your name. So I wish great solar return, as for greater levels you burn, while fans do truly appreciate the degree to which you followed fate. And so that's my poem to Caitlin Clark. And so let's see what's really going on. Let's just Dale and Dew. So it's the second day of the Betamax month, DeweyDEATH. And what's that mean? So basically, DeweyDEATH was the response to Dale's neutronic incineration of his mind on September 27th, 1984, when there was a muck-off, when Dale, who conceived of the world as the never-ending saga of Duck versus Muck, was getting ready to prepare his duck legions on campus at Fairleigh Dickinson University for the daily combat with the Mucks, who were posing an offensive. So it was 6:32 in the morning, and I was walking across the bridge from my apartment to campus in the holiest city, and halfway across the cross, I had a vision, 6 visions that culminated in the visualization of the entire Earth being imploded in a thermonuclear holocaust. And I called that the death of Dale. That was actually the moment that Roger Joseph Dale Edward Allen Tompkins Walsh's spirit was transported off Earth. And that was the moment DeweyDEATH was conceived. And DeweyDEATH was given activation. DeweyDEATH was told to believe he was an android because his power was so incredible that it would have truly blown up the world, like his arrival in Dale blew up Dale's mind. So basically, Dewey was told to be an android, was programmed to be an android whose programming was to, quote, wait in Fort Hackensack for Dale to come back. And even though he had just seen, even though Dale had been totally annihilated in the metaphysical neutronic implosion that took place at 6:32 on September 27, 1984, Dewey realized after the fact that he had survived. The Dale avatar, the Dialina, had survived omniversal obliteration. So, so began the process of regathering the billion and billions of parts of Brahman, Dale, Dewey, Dew back together so that they could be reassembled for proper burial, which happened yesterday on Fred Dock. And that's why we were in mourning. That's why we had a day of mourning for the memory of Dale, Dewey, Dew, who has now become a quantum archetype. And just to explain, so as I see it, quantum reality, as it's understood now by Earth physicists, is fundamentally flawed because it talks about wave and particle and in terms of duality. And in the actual cosmos, the Hackensack Teaneck Hackensack cosmos, there is no duality. There is only unity. So every time there's unity, there's every time there's duality, there's actually chaos. The chaos of duality resolves into the structure of symbol or synthesis. No, of synthesis. So arriving at the harmony of the duality through synthesis, the quantum system that was created by that duality becomes a synthesis, and through synthesis becomes a symbol, an energy that accumulates and magnetizes other symbols, which are resolved dualities. So basically, the symbols are attracted by their like charges, or actually, yeah, they're like or opposite charges. It doesn't matter because it's quantum. So they're like or opposite charges, and symbols congregate to create archetypes. And so, as I said, Dale, Dewey, Do is a 3D symbol, but duck is a archetype of Dale, Dewey, Do that proceeds from the core of Do, which is the primary universal frequency upon which all actuality is reflected, and of which all actuality is a fractal, and all reality is a holistic whole. So basically, so to explain it in another way, let me see if how to go at this. So Dale, Dewey, Do are part of a equation that is a compound that cannot be separated. It's a biblical trinity, or a Disney trinity. So Dale, Dewey, Do are aspects of Roger Joseph Dale, or three aspects of Roger Joseph Dale Edward Allen Tompkins Walsh, who in compound complete the synergetic union and of themselves. So in terms of Sydney Banks and mind, consciousness, and thought, the three principles, do, Dewey, Do is presence, place, and personality. And Duck is the identity of the Dialina body at this point. And whereas Dale, Dewey, Do were stabilizing each other through their existence while not necessarily being aware of the other's presence, Duck is a integrated whole of Dale, Dewey, Do, and the result of the integration work that Dale, Dewey, Do has done during his lunar eclipse on lunacy of perceived psychosis, paranoid schizophrenia, and need for medication. Great, we're doing great on time. So medication, let me just give you an example, tell you a little bit about my medication. There was a student at Fairleigh Dickinson University when I was after I graduated, when I was the spirit of the campus, and he that he just kept bugging me to try my medication, and I knew how powerful it was. But then I said to myself, well, is it really as powerful as I think it is? So Worm would be that was his name. Worm would be a good person to test it on because he knows, he's no novice to drug use. So I gave him 2 5 milligram pills and 1 side effect medication pill. I sent him on his way, and that was a third of my daily dosage at the time. So he got home, took the first pill, got on his bed, turned on his TV, picked up his console, and realized after 3 hours that he couldn't move anything but his thumbs. So after 4 hours, he was able to move his arm enough to reach over to get the side effect medication I'd given him, which I felt, I knew he might need it. And so I gave it to him. After 4 hours, he could move his arm enough to reach it and take it. He took it. And after 30 minutes, he was feeling better. So then, I'm not going to say what I usually say. So then he took the second pill, the second 5 milligram pill. Bear in mind, I'm on 30 milligrams of this stuff a day for 35 years. So anyway, uh, long story short, he was paralyzed in his bed for the next 18 hours, able only to move his thumbs to play Nintendo. And that was a third 10 milligrams of my, at the time, daily dosage. So that's just to give you an idea of the strength of my medication. So anyway, I'm stopping my medication. The lunar eclipse at dawn 2 days ago was the sign I needed from the heavens that my lunar eclipse lunacy day-old period was over. And therefore, I feel very blessed that I made it as long as I did. And I feel that Dale Dewey Do is now can now be looked back upon not with nostalgia, but an analysis and understanding of how Dale figured out the 50-year 4-minute mile of being high on God. And I think that's a great place for us to stop here. Let me see. It's we'll take it with the poem. No, we'll take it with a tarot card. So yeah, that's a good idea. We'll close out with a tarot card. This is the Daily Dews, the only information you'll ever need. I broadcast at 10:30 and 5:30 Eastern time. Today I'm early because I have an interview, but today's 4:30, but 5:30 general normal on time, 5:30 and 10:30 a.m. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Let's pick from the bottom. The King of Swords. The King of Swords. So the Swords is the mind. Swords is the sign of Gemini, the lovers. The King of Swords is an absolute master over his mental faculties. So that's and that's basically how I feel Duck is. This is talking about Duck, the King of Swords, the King of Intellect, the leader of mental growth and understanding. So that's about it. We're 29 minutes, 30 seconds. So yeah, if you want to ask about a copy of the book, Velvet Velour's Follies, or the Flight of Dialina, book 2, then get in touch with me at dwauthor25@gmail.com. And have a great day. I hope I know this information will make your day all successful. So have a great time and take care.